Hello everybody, today I'm here to do something that's been requested by like a million people, and basically anyone that's ever looked at my art has asked me questions about how I draw hands. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you a little bit how I go from a sketch to a final, a final drawing. This isn't going to be like a super technical drawing or anything, this is kind of how the stuff looks in my sketchbook, so I'm just going to do a one color and black today. So I'm using this Tombow dual brush pen marker in 772. It's like a rose kind of color. And then this is the Pentel brush pen. Thanks, Jim. This is the Pentel brush pen, so I'm going to be using this. I did my sketch in a watercolor pencil. This is just like a pink one, kind of like a peachy pink. So these are the sketches I have done. I just pulled up some reference pictures from like Pinterest. You can find them on Google. You can find them really wherever. And I'm just gonna show you like kind of a walkthrough of how I ink and color like just a hand, and just kind of show it as a demonstration. So sometimes I do the ink first and sometimes I do the marker first. Lately I've liked doing the marker first a little bit more just because it won't bleed into the black. So if you look at my drawing, you'll see a couple of like guidelines. These I like because the knuckles kind of line up in this arc shape, and then the this part of the hand is just one big kind of shape like this. Alright, so where I like to put the color is where you would naturally see it in your hands, but a little more exaggerated. I also like to exaggerate by doing kind of like an ombre on the fingertips. That's just something that I like doing. It's not necessarily like anatomically correct or anything. So here's where I like to put my color. I like to for sure put it on the knuckles, so around this like round part right here where the fingers bend. And I'm just going to do this kind of sloppy. And then your knuckles here. And you can do this with like a brush pen like this. You can do it with paint. It's just kind of what I'm doing today. And then I like to draw in sometimes like some of the veins, just by doing some motions like that. Then I like to do the fingertips and kind of like fade it out towards the hand. This is just Jim. Hey. Hi. Hey, cat. Like to. This is just something that I personally like doing, that I think adds some interest to a drawing. Sometimes I'll connect it if it's a smaller finger like the pinky. I also sometimes like to do a little bit of the shading with this as well, so around some of the edges of the hand, anywhere that it might need some definition. You can look at your picture for reference. This one I'm not using like a reference for the coloring just because I'm doing it however I want here. So I'll usually do that first with one color. Sometimes I'll do it in red if it's something that's like really dramatic. Sometimes I'll do it in like black or gray. It also depends on like the skin tone you're going for. You could color in the whole hand with a value. I like to really exaggerate them and just sometimes leave it white if you're doing like a lighter complexion. This is just what we're doing today. So moving on, I'm going to start inking this. Like I said, this is my Pentel brush pen. Can create some nice line with my cat is trying to jump up on my lap. Now I'm going to ink it, and how I like to do this is to look at the photo or look at your reference and really vary the line weight. What you don't want to do is just do the same width all the way around the hand where it's just, okay, this did not keep going the hand. You do not want to do this where it's all the same width. You want to really vary your line thickness to really create some interest. So I have really thick lines and really thin lines. I really like these pens for this. This one's getting a little old. It's kind of breaking up, so I'm gonna use it anyway. So what I like to do is I kind of like to simplify and not draw every single line and shape there is. I usually kind of end the fingertips in this more like square shape. It's kind of whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to start doing my line art on this. And I usually like one side to be a little bit thicker than the other, not always. And then what I want to do is lighten up until you get to where the knuckle is, and then kind of outline it darker there. I like to do this just to show a little bit of dimension. So this gives a much more interesting looking form than just a straight, like, same width line would. I like to add some marks to show like the bends on your knuckles, and up here as well. Sometimes I'll draw in the fingernails, sometimes I just don't want to. You can do it really simply by just doing like that and kind of implying it. You don't draw around the whole fingernail or it's gonna look really grotesque. I don't know why, there's something about when people draw like all the way around the edges of fingernails and teeth that just really freaks me out. Don't do that, please. So I'm just gonna keep trucking along here. Something that I found is important is doing this little U shape where like fingers connect. That can make it look more believable, but then continuing out the rest of your finger. So you can always use your own hands as reference. You can always take a look at your own hand to kind of see what's going on. And it's up to you how realistic you want to do it or how exaggerated it wants to be. That's really just kind of up to you. I'm just kind of doing my own style here, my own thing. It really helps to know what's going on like underneath the skin, so what the bone structure of the hand is. That'll really help you learn how to draw hands and really any other part of the body. Alright, I'm keeping the rest of like the hand and the wrist really simple. Okay, for the thumb, it's going to be a little bit different than all the other fingers, so just kind of pay attention to what it looks like and just do your best. Knuckles are going to be a little bit different. Alright. Add a couple details, you can add a couple little whatever. I usually do this. I like kind of adding these loose contour drawings around it to really give it a little bit more movement and life. So that's really about it. That's about what I do for a basic drawing for just the ink and the marker. If it's a painting, it's going to be a little bit more complex. You really need to focus more on like how the light is and how the color is, but for this, we're just kind of keeping it simple. I'm just going to do kind of like a little time lapse of the next two so you can get a couple more examples, maybe show some like different shading. But let me know if you have any questions about this. You can either leave it in the comments or like direct message me on Instagram if you want. All my stuff's in the description. Alright, that is about it for this video. If there's anything else I can answer for you about this, just leave a comment. You can really modify this to whatever your style is and whatever mediums you're using. Your own style is going to develop over time, so don't think that you have to copy exactly what I did or what you see in other people's videos or artwork or whatever. Just find what you like and what looks good to you and stick with that. I'm gonna leave some drawing tutorial recommendations in the description. Ones that I've personally used to kind of get to where I am today with drawing hands. These I did use reference for. If you want to learn more about how to draw hands without using reference, just using your imagination, I have a good video for that. That's something I'm not particularly good at, so I prefer using reference photos. If you have any other video recommendations you'd like to see, just let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!